morning, Miramar, and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, October 16th. Of course, you can check us out on all of our social media. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm your host, Tamara G, and with me, this man needs no introduction in the city of Miramar, but just in case you don't know who he is Eddie Edwards, also one of my brothers on the mic. Of course, he's been in radio here for many years in South Florida, and as the co-founder of the Jerk Festival, he is going to be telling us about the Jamaican Jerk Festival that now has a new home right here in Miramar. How are you, Eddie?
I am doing wonderful, Tamara G.
Let me tell you, we all know it's right here in Miramar, but now the Jamaican Jerk Festival knows it. Tell us how this came about.
Well, you know, last year after looking at some of the challenges we had at our former home, and then looking over at the Miramar Regional Park, we saw where that facility would be best suited for the festival. So we went over there, did some research, figured out how we would make it work, and voila.
And here you are. Okay, so now the Jamaican Jerk Festival, Sunday, November 10th, Miramar Regional Park. For those who don't know, that's 16801 Miramar Parkway. But not only do you have all of these different types of jerk, tell us what people can expect there.
Well, you know, it's like taking a little trip to Jamaica. That's the first thing. So you're going to get the food, the music, the culture, and everything else that comes with it. And also be prepared to meet someone you haven't seen in a long time.
Okay, who? All your friends, everybody.
All your friends.
Let me tell you, it is a huge event. I remember when I went to my first one, which probably was when I was with 99 Jams many years ago. And that was the first time I had ever had jerk ice cream. So I didn't even know you could jerk ice cream.
That's right. And that's one of our popular dishes.
Really?
If you don't come early, don't even look for it.
It goes,
it's gone.
It's gone. Well, not only that, but you guys also have a lot of performances. I see here Christopher Martin. Is that Christopher Martin from Kid and Play?
No, it's a Jamaican
Christopher
Martin.
Okay.
He has some hit songs, A Big Deal, Cheater's Prayer. He's the girl's heartthrob. Because he takes his shirt off and the six-pack, Okay,
well, that's for admission only. Okay. Now, Third World is on here.
I saw them here. Band.
I saw them here at the Miramar Cultural Center, and I was blown away.
Solid band. They have a brand new album out, and they are really still one solid band, been around for over 30 years.
Yes.
You know, so again, just the quality. They're internationally known, and they're going to be one of the main performers in the concert section of the festival.
Wow, which of course, because we have an amphitheater, that's where you'll get to hear and see them. Tell us who else is going to be there.
Well, you know, apart from all the entertainment, we've got people like Bugle, a young upcoming female by the name of Jazz Elise. We've got Honorable. He grew up right here in South Florida, and he has blossomed into one fantastic performer. We have Son, a gospel singer. And we've got Renaissance and Delano and Jazzy T from Renaissance. And then we've got comedian Chris Johnny Daly that's going to be doing all the performance. But we've got some great cultural performances. You know, September was the 100th anniversary celebration of Miss Lou, who's Jamaica's cultural icon. So we're bringing that vibe to it. We have a theme all celebrating Miss Lou. So the cultural performance, we have Drumming Fingers, we have Chris Johnny Daly, we have Maxine Osborne, Dr. Sue, all bringing the cultural aspect, the oral traditions, and all those great, great elements that from the history. So that the kids will get a chance to learn some of that history, and the grown folk will just take a little time and reminisce, you know.
We'll be having a good time. Speaking of a good time, someone has joined you all. This is presented in association with Publix. You all are actually going around to the different Publix places and sampling the food.
Started October 17th. No, I'm sorry. No. Started early in October.
Okay.
We have 18 stores that we're going to do sampling, demonstrations, offering chance to win tickets, lots of giveaways, you know. So, Publix is one of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, and they have just really embraced it. They have a fantastic recipe book that they're giving away with some great Jamaican recipes. So, you know, stop at your nearest Publix or visit our website, MiramarFL.gov. You'll see where we will be close to you.
Okay, and speaking of that, where can people get tickets? Because I know that, trust me, you got to get there early. You're going to be there all day. You're going to have a great time. You're going to see friends that you haven't seen in a long time, but you got to get those tickets. So where can they get those?
Tickets are at our website, jerkfestival.com. And there's also a list of retail outlets that carry tickets in the community, and those are listed on our website also. So anything you want to know about the festival, just visit our website, jerkfestival.com.
All right, sounds good. And we're going to put it up here. So jerkfestival.com, be sure to check it out. Again, this is for tickets. This is for more information. If you want to stop by one of those Publix, find out which one in your neighborhood where they're going to be sampling the wonderful jerk food and the traditions of the Caribbean, then you need to go to jerkfestival.com. Eddie Edwards, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
And where can people hear you on the weekends?
Oh, on Saturdays, I'm on 12:10 a.m., 3 at 3. It's myself, Cleve Osborne, Jillian Smart. We call it 3 at 3. The show is from 3 to 6.
All right.
12:10 a.m.
And he has been around a long time. South Florida icon himself, Eddie Edwards. Thank you so much. And co-founder of the Jamaican Jerk Festival here in South Florida. So we look forward to seeing you there on November 10th. That is a Sunday, Miramar Regional Park, 16801 Miramar Parkway. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Morning Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. And don't forget, you can check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. We all know it's right here in Miramar, and right here with me is our Vice Mayor, Alexandra P. Davis. And you are sponsoring something very important, Vice Mayor Davis, Community and Cops Forum. This is happening next Tuesday, October 22nd. Tell us why this was so important for you to do.
Well, Tamara, this is so important. Every day, you know, you come across news articles with communities interacting with law enforcement. Sometimes it's not so pretty.
Right.
And so in the city of Miramar, we have now instituted the body camera program. And so we wanted to engage our community to let them know what that entails, and also to talk about some of the other topics that are really important to our residents.
Right. And there are so many. I mean, it's not just policing and having people walk the beat and see what's happening, but, you know, just some of the things that will be talked about at the City Hall Commission Chambers on next Tuesday, October 22nd, gun buyback programs. How many guns we're trying to get out of our community, and that, you know, that is going on.
Absolutely. What you find a lot of times, guns are passed down to family members. Maybe someone's deceased, and it so happens that the person doesn't really want the gun, doesn't need the gun. Rather than that get into the hands of the wrong type of people, we want them to turn those guns in. And maybe there's guns that they don't use anymore. We want them to turn those in, and that's going to be in November for 3 Saturdays straight running in November. We will talk about that at a later date, but that's going to be the gun buyback programs, and you'll get that information here at the forum.
And the good thing about the gun buybacks is that there are no questions asked.
No questions asked, and guess what? Right. It's called Guns for Funds.
All
so
right.
you will be getting a gift card for every gun that you turn in.
I love the fact that you get something for it. Adult civil citations, the body cameras, which is so important because we're seeing every day on the news that when you have that body camera on, that's what tells the real story, not what comes out of somebody's mouth.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you watch a lot of these cop shows, you'll see where whenever there's an incident, if there's a crime, the first things detectives look for is if there's a camera. Is there a camera on the home, camera on the business? And that's the exact same thing that we as the public need when there are incidences on the streets that involve cameras, the cops and our community. And so now we have that added tool, and we want to explain how that's being used.
Right. Marijuana versus hemp. That one, we could have a whole show on that one, just because right now, you know, in the state of Florida, it is okay for medicinal purposes,
yes,
but not for you just to be sitting on your front porch.
Exactly. And that's why we have folks like the Chief Judge Jack Tudor here. He's going to be at the forum, the State Attorney Maria Schneider, and Gordon Weeks, the Assistant Public Defender. They're going to explain some of the issues when it comes to marijuana versus hemp. and if they are actually prosecuting small amounts of marijuana that are found on folks. So there's some changes in legislation that's coming forward on that regard, and we want to be up to speed with that.
Oh my gosh, the Promise program, which is for schools.
Yes.
Okay.
The Promise program is instituted in Broward County for students in schools not to be arrested, but to be put on a program so that it doesn't affect their record as they get older. And so there's some issues with that, but we want to hear some more about how there are improvements to the Promise program and how beneficial it is for our students.
Right. And texting while driving. Now, this is a big one because statewide, you can, be arrested for that now. And folks, we're like, how do you enforce that?
I think initially there's some citations you are given
Right.
for the first few that you do. But yeah, we have to understand the new laws that are now in effect. You could just have the phone in your hand and it could look like you're doing something.
And you're not.
Exactly.
Oh,
you could be looking at directions
or anything. And this is a big one, voting rights restoration.
Yes.
Now, again, the state has voted, the voters have been heard,
Yes.
and they want felons to get their voters'
Reinstated.
rights back.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some issues with that. Apparently, if you already have like fees and fines associated with your record, even though you've served your time, you may not be eligible to vote. So these are some of the things we're trying to iron out, and that's why we have Brenda Foreman, the clerk of courts. She's going to be there. We're going to have Sheriff Tony Gregory. Gregory
Tony.
Gregory Tony has
I
two
know.
first names. He's going to be there. We have a host of folks. There's Tamika Gaynor with the Human Services Department, David Watkins, he's with the Broward School Board. And
Equity
so we have
and
a lot.
diversity.
Yes.
Gordon Weeks, Chief Assistant Public Defender, Maria Schneider, also an Assistant State Attorney, and it's all being moderated by, and I hope I don't mess up Marcus's last name, Villanueva?
Yes, Marcus Villanueva.
Yes.
He's also a former police commander and current commissioner in the city of Sweetwater.
Okay, so this is all going on next Tuesday, October 22nd. It's going to be at City Hall Commission in the Chambers. Address is 2300 Civic Center Place. The good thing about this is that this is a free forum and people can just come out. They can bring, actually, you should bring family members if you have teenagers and things. What I love is
Absolutely.
do's and don'ts when stopped by a cop.
There you go. You do need to know that because a lot of times it's how you behave in the vehicle when you're stopped. Sometimes you don't know if you should reach for something or not. We have to give our young people this information to stay safe out there.
All right, sounds good. Well, this is going to be happening again. If you would love to RSVP for it, MiramarCopsForum.eventbrite.com. Again, MiramarCopsForum.eventbrite.com. We would also love for you to just show up here at the City Hall Commission Chambers. Again, 2300 Civic Center Place. Next Tuesday, October 22nd, 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And all of these experts will be there. Vice Mayor Davis will be there, and we hope that you'll be there as well. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor
Thank you,
Davis.
Tamara. I appreciate that. See you then.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We are certainly happy to have you here. Good morning, Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, you can check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. And it's right here in Miramar on October 20th. That would be the Women of Hope 5K Hairpiece Run Walk. This is the 4th year for this wonderful walk. And with me, we have Kanisha Dees. She's the MC for the walk. And also to just tell us a little bit about it, the 4th year happening, tell us what the 5K Hairpiece Run Walk is all about.
Well, firstly, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
We're happy to have you.
Yes, this is wonderful. So the Hairpiece 5K is to raise awareness on mixed connective tissue disease, as well as autoimmune diseases that result in hair loss and other, of course, debilitating symptoms. So that's our goal, to raise awareness and raise funds. Ultimately, the money goes towards a wig prosthesis for those women, of course, who are suffering from hair loss, as well as other issues that they're experiencing with those diseases.
And I don't know if people realize, I guess because we associate hair with our being, with our femininity, with just everything, how devastating that can be if you cannot grow your hair or your hair is falling out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we always hear with women, our hair is our glory.
It's your crown that
it's
you
your
wear.
crown,
Yeah.
yes. But I also believe it's your story.
Okay.
You're able to tell your story. Okay, I suffered this, but this doesn't define me. this is something that I can share with others to empower others. And that's the whole goal of the Women of Hope. It's actually the organization that was founded about 19 years ago. And the HOPE stands for Health Occupations Promoting Education. Okay. So they're the organization that puts this event together, the 4th annual, of course, and it's being led by a family medicine doctor, Dr. Paula Anderson-Warts.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's the one who spearheads the organization, but the committee members, which includes Kay Martinek, she's the director of the 5K, as well as Judith Skis, she's also part of the committee. Those women have been rallying together to just really share the word and allow women to understand it's okay. You have a space where you can share your story. And that's really what it's all about.
And with them being hairdressers too,
Yeah.
they hear all of the secrets. They know the secrets. They know what's going on underneath these braids. And I'm sure that they hear from the women, particularly those with this autoimmune disease, just how they feel when they go to the hair salon and they're having to get their hair worked on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's it's only a feeling that you would be able to understand if you've been through it. I personally, and it's interesting, my mother doesn't have an autoimmune disease, but she had suffered from hair loss because of relaxers.
Okay.
That the chemical damage, not so much her health.
Okay.
And she's been able to embrace it, although she had worn wigs in the past. She still embraces, okay, well, again, this is my story. And that's how it's supposed to be.
And it's so funny, Kanisha, because people will buy wigs now. People will, buy braids, things like this, just, out of, I don't want to say vanity, but because they want that look.
Right.
Whereas some people are forced to wear it, and you never know because they don't share that they're going through something where they've lost their hair and they can't grow it back themselves.
Absolutely. Some people, like you said, some people wear it as a means to protect their hair. Others wear it because they're forced to. But another thing to realize too is that with your hair, it's also kind of symbolic for your health, like how it's relatable.
Right.
What's happening on the inside of your body, you see it on the exterior, you see it on the outside.
Yeah.
So hair and health, it goes together, and then this walk further promotes that health.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do not let your hair stop you from walking, because that has been an excuse in the
Yes,
past.
absolutely.
I can't get my hair, I just got it done, so I can't walk. It's happening this Sunday, October 20th, 6 a.m. to 9:30, so it's very early.
Yes.
So you won't be sweating that much. The fun won't be out yet. $35 registration fee. I see here that your Grand Marshal is Dr. Vanessa, Dr. V. Walker. So I know Dr. Vanessa very well, my link sister. Hi. But yeah, she's going to be the Grand Marshal, and then the Women of Hope will be there. How can people get more information? This is all happening at the Miramar Regional Park, 16801 Miramar Parkway, but how can they register?
Well, they can start by visiting hairpiece5k.com.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hairpiece5k.com. I love the fact that peace is spelled P-E-A-C-E, so that you can be at peace with what's happening. So we're going to show you here, right here. And we would love for you, I'm going to turn this around, Andy. We would love for you to register. And again, that website.
Hairpiece5k.com.
All right. And you're going to be emceeing, so you're going to be working as
Yes,
well.
that's another thing. Very excited about that. I thank the Women of Hope International. They're international.
Wow.
That's another thing to note. They
Okay.
do medical mission trips to Jamaica at least twice a year.
Okay.
So I'm just so excited to join them, and we want others to join us as well.
All right, so you heard, Kanisha. Join them this Sunday. That is going to be October 20th, 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. That's at the Miramar Regional Park, 16801 Miramar Parkway in Miramar. Of course, it's right here in Miramar. And again, for more information, you can always register at Hairpiece, P-E-A-C-E, so you're at peace, hairpiece5k.com. Kanisha Dees, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. And I will give you a
Yes.
hug. Thank you so much. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we will see you next time on Good Morning Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. Take care.
Bye-bye.